an epidemic. In fact, it's called the worst public health epidemic in our history.
An opioid overdose claims one life every 24 minutes in the US, a chilling testament to corporate greed. Behind this devastation stands one name that echoes through the corridors of lawsuits and public outcry: the Sackler family. 22.9 billion in revenue and 143 million opioid prescriptions later, this is the story of how one family caused America's drug epidemic. Emerging from the shadows of post-war America, three brothers, Arthur, Mortimer, and Raymond Sackler, founded Purdue Pharma. Driven by a blend of ambition and clinical expertise, they transformed a modest enterprise into a bastion of the pharmaceutical industry. However, it was the next generation, particularly Arthur's nephew Richard, who would steer the family and its company into the epicenter of a national controversy. Purdue Pharma was more than just a company to the Sacklers. It was a legacy intertwined with America's pain management history. The Sacklers' early endeavors in pharmaceutical marketing bore the hallmarks of innovation, such as the wonder drug Valium being the first to reach $100 million in revenue. But soon, the lines between therapeutic breakdowns and ethical boundaries began to blur. Arthur Sackler, who once put himself through medical school advertising for big tobacco, was a pivotal figure in the techniques employed by his nephew, Richard. Under Richard's leadership, Purdue Pharma would launch a product in the mid-90s that promised to be a solution for chronic pain: OxyContin. But beneath the glossy surface of these breakthroughs lay aggressive marketing strategies and a looming crisis that would soon engulf the nation. Richard Sackler, a name now synonymous with one of the most contentious pharmaceutical rollouts in history, fresh from medical school and steeped in the competitive tactics of big tobacco's marketing ethos, Richard would catalyze a seismic shift at Purdue Pharma with the launch of OxyContin. Introduced in 1955, OxyContin was marketed as a solution for chronic pain. It featured a novel time-release formula that Purdue claimed would curb addiction rates, a claim that would later come under fire. The marketing machine behind OxyContin was relentless and multifaceted. Purdue deployed an army of sales representatives who were incentivized with hefty bonuses to ensure doctors across America prescribed OxyContin. They held pain management seminars, funded medical research, and crafted publications that touted the drug's safety and efficiency. These strategies were not merely just aggressive, but were a deliberate effort to saturate the market. Richard Sackler's personal emails revealed a deep, obsessive drive to dominate the pain management sector, pushing OxyContin with a zeal that ignored emerging warnings and addiction rates and abuse. As prescriptions soared, so did the stakes. OxyContin rapidly became Purdue Pharma's blockbuster drug, accounting for over 90% of its sales, but the miracle drug was on a precipitous path, one that would lead to widespread misuse, a devastating addiction, and an unprecedented public health crisis. And as a groundbreaking advancement was soon mired in controversy, setting the stage for one of the most dramatic healthcare crises in modern history. As the patent for MS-Contin, previous blockbuster drug for Purdue, neared its expiration, the Sackler family faced a pivotal moment. The end of the patent is a crucial juncture for pharmaceutical companies, often leading to significant loss in revenue as generic versions flood the market. In response, Purdue Pharma, under the guidance of the Sackler family, developed OxyContin. This wasn't merely a new drug, but a strategic rebranding of the oxycodone, a potent opioid previously known for its high risk of addiction. OxyContin, however, was marketed as a new breakthrough. This was the first of the many shady business practices that Purdue Pharma committed. The marketing narrative crafted by Purdue was both compelling and misleading, claiming that OxyContin had a less than 1% addiction rate. The company aggressively marketed it to doctors as a safer alternative for pain management, suitable for even non-cancer related pain. Through seminar and all expenses paid symposiums and heavily funded research publications, Purdue Pharma embedded OxyContin into the medical, setting the stage for widespread prescriptions. Sales reps were incentivized with bonuses to push the drug, and the Sackler family's influence permitted every facet of the campaign, ensuring OxyContin became a household name, prescribing it when it wasn't needed, and using a simple pain management scale to determine if it was needed or not. However, internal communications, later revealed by legal proceedings, showed that Purdue Pharma was aware of the drug's addictive potential early on. Despite this, they continued to downplay the risks, contributing significantly to the opioid epidemic.
The drug remains smooth and even in the blood because of the timed release, versus the drug spiking up and down in the blood of an immediate release pill like Vicodin. This made the drug less prone to abuse because it didn't give the user a feeling of euphoria.
And you found that these charts swayed you on the drug's safety?
Oh, definitely. It was the phrase they used.
Fewer peaks and valleys.
I hadn't heard that before, and it felt safe.
The drug is not safer.
As profits soared, so did addiction rates and opioid-related deaths, marking the beginning of one of the most devastating public health crises in modern American history. The consequences of Purdue Pharma's actions have been devastating and far-reaching. Since the release of OxyContin, opioid addiction and overdoses have skyrocketed, leading to significant social and economic fallout. By 2020, opioid overdoses were claiming the lives of approximately 70,000 US citizens. The surge brought with it staggering economic burden. The opioid crisis cost the US economy $1.5 trillion in 2020 alone, due to healthcare expenses, lost productivity, and criminal justice costs. This crisis has overwhelmed the ripple effects beyond the immediate healthcare costs. Communities have seen an increased rate of unemployment, crime, and child welfare interventions. The labour force has been noticeably impacted, with opioid prescriptions linked to the decline in male workforce placement. This crisis has overwhelmed healthcare systems, leading to a push for increased treatment and prevention programs. Efforts to support recovery and reduce stigma are ongoing, but the crisis has overwhelmed public health systems, leading to a push for increased access to treatment and prevention programs. Efforts to support recovery and reduce stigma are ongoing, but the road to healing is long and fraught with challenges. As the nation grapples with the consequences of Purdue Pharma's marketing of OxyContin, the fight against the opioid epidemic continues. It is a stark reminder of the profound impact that corporate responsibility and ethical pharmaceutical practices can have on society at large. The reckoning of Purdue Pharma and the Sackler family was both dramatic and historic, faced with thousands of lawsuits alleging deceptive marketing practices that fueled the opioid epidemic. Purdue filed for bankruptcy in 2019, marking its significant fall from grace. In a landmark settlement, Purdue Pharma pleaded guilty to criminal charges and agreed to pay over $8 billion in fines. However, the Sackler family, while agreeing to pay $225 million in a civil settlement, admitted to no wrongdoing. The settlement has been contentious, with many critics arguing that it allows the Sacklers to retain much of their wealth while escaping full accountability. The family's name has been stripped from many institutions they once supported as public outcry continues to grow. The Sackler family's public image and influence has been irrevocably tarnished. Its dominant empire is now a case study in the consequences of corporate greed overshadowing public health. While the legal battles have brought some measure of justice, the scars of the opioid crisis remain. Families continue to struggle with the loss of loved ones, and the communities are still healing from the deep wounds inflicted. If this story has impacted you, or someone you know, help is available. As we continue to navigate the aftermath, the story of the Sacklers serves as a poignant reminder of the need for integrity and responsibility in healthcare and business practices. This video is brought to you by Stay Curious. Our objective is to educate every single person, whether or not you have a STEM background, in matters such as these that concern all of humanity as a whole. It's important that we collectively combine our efforts to adhere these companies to social responsibility as they significantly shape and impact our